This video is going to be about why, in my opinion, Dimitri Snowden is bitch made. Besides from him being allegedly physically, emotionally, mentally, sexually abusive, um, I think he is bitch made because of certain characteristics that I see of him. You know, different little things I see. Like one of the things is that he curses in front of women. No real gentleman would feel comfortable cursing in front of a woman. The way he treated his sister at his wedding, the way he had Vanessa and Ashley walking on the fake grass while he walks on the runner. The man in a relationship is supposed to be the protector, and he had them walking on the fake grass while he walks on the runner. So he's protecting himself. If he were a real man or, a dominant male like he portrays himself to be, he would have had the two women walking on the runner, and if anything, he'd be walking on the grass. Um, the way he treated Jocelyn, after he slept with her, he didn't, give her a warning or give her a heads up before they had that meeting at the restaurant. He didn't say, oh, it's okay to discuss with Ashley that we were intimate. He just, totally hung her out to dry. Jocelyn, how would she know that it's okay to discuss something like that? How was she supposed to know the rules that they had regarding intimacy? She probably thought it was okay that they were intimate because they were intimate. How is she supposed to be a mind reader? Basically he threw her under the bus and then he was like, bye-bye. Like she was the one in the wrong because she didn't bring up, that they were intimate. Just a whole bunch of things I noticed about this guy. He's not an alpha male, and just because someone is not an alpha male does not make them bitch made. It makes Dimitri Snowden bitch made because he portrays himself to be this alpha male, but he's not at all. It's all an act. It's all a front. Ashley wears the pants in that relationship. You can tell she's the one who's in charge. She makes him think he's in charge, but she's really the one who calls the shots. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're going to pretend to be something, then, it is a problem if you're being fake, basically.
I'm not a shrimp, I'm a king prawn.
Okay, so Dimitri, also known as Pepe the King Prawn, was very, very rude to his sister. She was, basically just trying to have a conversation with him. And she was actually sweet to begin with. And then he started getting in her face and he was like, you good? You good? When you say you good, that's like, that's like antagonistic. He was getting in her face. He wouldn't leave her alone. She was like, I'm okay. And, she was actually trying to walk away and he was getting in her face and following her around. He's the one that would not let it go.
I proceed to follow her out, and then all hell breaks loose.
Get off!
Are you kidding me?
Get off me, bro!
I'm not doing anything.
You get out of my face! Get out of my face!
Hold down. No.
Stop.
Serious.
Stop. We are not
Hold on.
Stop. I tried to leave. No, you made us stay
No,
out.
you made a big ass scene. What are you talking about, Lauren?
Are you gonna let me finish now?
You've been talking nonstop.
Look.
So, Lauren.
Obviously, the way you're coming at me needs to change. Period.
Wow. Okay. You yelled at my wedding. This is my day. Mine.
I don't give.
This is crazy.
What happened?
Lauren, you just need to take me back to the room and fly my ass back to
We
Seattle.
can do that.
Wow. That's a way to end it. I love my sister, and I understand why she's upset, but this is not the time or place for this to erupt. That was unexpected.
She had expectations of how this was going to go, but she thought it would be a lot of brother-sister time. She said that multiple times to me, and it wasn't. None of us got to spend as much time with our friends and family.
We gotta mend it at some point, but tonight's not the night.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen, and it may not happen for a while. And I think we're gonna have to be okay with that.
Yeah. I feel really awful that she was so upset. I think everybody who attended the wedding felt the same way, that they didn't get to spend as much time with us as they wanted to. But it's a wedding. It just wasn't the time allotted that we wanted.
But this stuff happens with every family. There are misunderstandings and people's feelings get hurt, but that doesn't mean that we don't love each other. And although it wasn't an ideal situation, we're definitely not going to let this ruin the best night of our lives. There she goes.
Bye-bye.
The scene you're about to see really shows his true character, so pay close attention to how he puts all the blame on Jocelyn.
I'm nervous to meet Ashley and Dimitri because Dimitri and I decided to hang out after hours. I don't know if he told Ashley, but I hope that we didn't ruin it by moving too fast.
Ashley and I decided to meet up with her for lunch to give her a chance to talk about what happened last night.
Hey, Jocelyn.
Hey,
How are you?
good. How are you?
Hey, good to see you.
Good to see you too. Yeah.
I'm curious to see if she will tell me the truth about being intimate with Dimitri. Thanks.
I love your dress.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so glad that you're here, finally.
So what do you think? Did you have fun?
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun.
Tell me about you guys.
So last night the date was awesome. Had some really good food. The fried rice was really good, and I had sake for the first time.
Warm sake.
So, how was the conversation?
For me, it went well. I think things flowed naturally. I really enjoyed the vibe. What about for you?
Yeah, it was good. It was very organic. It gets uncomfortable as hell in here. I can tell Ashley is not having it.
Thank you.
So, what else happened on the date?
I tried some new food.
At lunch, I had two options. I could bring it up and we could hash it out right there, or I could not bring it up and hope that she did. My choice was not to bring it up. I should not have to be the one to broach that topic. You know, if you made a decision, whether you thought it was a mistake or whether you were quite comfortable in making that decision, you should be the one to, you know, honor that. To me, it's a part of the sisterhood aspect.
So, are you both sure that you're ready to bring someone into your relationship?
Yeah, I mean, I just think transparency and honesty, you know, communication
Yeah.
is key. Yeah. Are we good with that?
Yeah. No, sounds good to me.
There you go.
When she didn't bring it up, that kind of makes me kind of go like, come on, girl. Like, you didn't think that what you were doing might have been a little off. Like, hey, let me check in with Ashley first to see how she feels about this. Like, that part is a little whack, if I'm being honest. You know, you gotta get ready to go.
Yeah, unfortunately. Thank you for such a lovely few days.
Wonderful meeting you.
It
And
was wonderful meeting you too.
all right, well, you better get on.
Or you get stuck in traffic. I was hoping that Jocelyn would have, said something to Ashley and kind of owned her pot, especially since opening up is kind of part of that bond that we know is so important.
Thank you. Take care.
You too.
There she goes.
Bye-bye.
We sat there the whole time, and she said nothing. So I'm not quite sure what the future holds for the three of us together. We have a lot to figure out.
Bye-bye.
So basically, Ashley is heavily pregnant. Jocelyn had no idea that Dimitri even told Ashley that he had slept with her. So why would Jocelyn just out of the blue say to this heavily pregnant woman, "Oh, I just slept with your man last night"? You know, it could possibly cause Ashley to go into preterm labor or something. You don't know. That's, Ashley and Dimitri are so whack for doing that to that 22-year-old girl. And, it is, they basically put all the blame on her just because she didn't bring up a weird subject over a lunch. That was just so weird. Dimitri could have easily texted Jocelyn and gave her a heads up about the situation and said, okay, it's okay to discuss this. How was Jocelyn to know that it's okay to discuss that? Plus, she's building a relationship with Dimitri. She shouldn't have to discuss every intimate detail with Ashley. I think that is so weird that Ashley would even expect that. Some things should be just between her and Dimitri because they're the ones who are supposed to be in the marriage. Not all three of them in the marriage. They have it so twisted. That's why it, is so dysfunctional. But anyway, the way that they treated Jocelyn is so shameful.
Right. More chivalry is needed. What do you think about that?
Jake, very this is what men do.
Yeah.
So it's like when I open a door, you should step to my left so I can open it with my right hand. Like I have this whole map of how I walk curbside. Like there's all this shit. If I'm behind a woman and it's dark, I jingle keys to make her know that I'm here. If I'm at a conference table, I say excuse me or pardon me while I reach down. It's all these things to.
You're polite.
Yeah.
You're like a good human being.
Good man.
Well, a lot of people would think you're just a flirt if you're doing these.
Right.
So this video is also hilarious. You have Ashley chiming in saying, "Oh, if you're a gentleman, then women are gonna think you're flirting with them." No, that's not how it works, Ashley. A woman does not automatically think that a man is flirting when he respects her. And also, your man is not a gentleman. You know that he puts his hands on you allegedly and puts his hands on other women allegedly. No man, no gentleman does that, okay? All that he's doing is for show so that he can look good, and you know that. You know this. He's only opening doors for women and being polite and stuff, and what he thinks a gentleman is just for show. It's all for appearances. None of it is genuine. None of it is from his true character. And you know this. This is so pathetic. The way he talks, he has to think about it. What does a man do? It does not come second nature to him. He was not raised right because the way he's like listing all those things. If it wasn't his true nature and his true characteristics, that stuff would be natural for him. But it's not natural. That's why he is talking like that. I've never, any person I've known who is a true gentleman who has been raised correctly has never spoken like that. Like, oh, I do this, I do that. No, that's very strange. Like, I've never encountered anyone like that who actually lists all the things that they do that's gentlemanly. You can tell a fake person when they literally keep track of all the things that they do because they have to be conscious of it. They have to keep it at the top of their mind because it's not second nature to them. He's putting on an act. And Ashley is so pathetic. Seriously.
I'm 38 years old. How the fuck am I being cyberbullied? Right? Like I cried. Like me, I'm crying. Like, and not just like the little cry, but it was like the ugly face cry, like the I kid, why is that so mean? That one word. Like,
So this video is so cringy, and I have no idea what these people are even laughing at because this guy is not funny. I think it was one of those places where you're allowed to openly smoke weed, and maybe everyone was high out of their mind and they were just laughing because, they just felt like laughing because he was not funny. And also, for someone who chooses to be on national TV on a reality show, he claims to be so sensitive and so bothered by people's opinions of him, yet he keeps coming back season after season after season. This video that he made was shot back in season 1. So if people's opinion of him back on season 1, when no one was even, saying anything too harsh about him, using Jocelyn basically and throwing Jocelyn under the bus, if it apparently affected him that badly, why did he come back for 2 more seasons? And then why did he allegedly put his hands on women, and traumatize women and children. It doesn't make any sense, and it's cringy, and it makes no sense, honestly. So he's apparently and allegedly abusing women, traumatizing children, leaving women and children homeless, uprooting women's lives and making women sell all of their things. Him knowing all the time that, he's most likely not going to be with them very long because of the pattern, allegedly. So he's an oppressor. And he needs to stop worrying about himself so much. It's not about him. He needs to start worrying about not harming other people. This is so pathetic. And he really should delete that video, just like he deleted the video of his comedy show where he was referring to women as bitches. That was really cringy and really inappropriate, and it showed his true character. He referred to women as bitches in a video he had on his Instagram just last month. He was at a different comedy show, and he, in his part of his lame joke that was not even funny, he said something about how he made $40,000, which we all know allegedly is not true because he's allegedly broke. But anyway, he called women bitches and stuff. He was being so inappropriate. But then the video disappeared. It was talked about in one of the Facebook groups, and he's obviously part of the Facebook group, and he saw that the video put him in a bad light because it's showing that he's not a gentleman. He's not like he portrays himself to be, because he obviously does not respect women. The next thing you know, that video just magically disappeared off of his Instagram. He needs to magically make this video disappear as well, because we all know that he puts his hands on women allegedly. So, you're going to get all bent out of shape about people's opinion of you when you're on national television on a reality show, but yet you don't really care about putting your hands on women allegedly. I think that putting your hands on women is more serious than someone having an opinion of you. That's just ridiculous to be like acting like you're so bent out of shape about people having just an opinion about you. Just stay off TV then.
I'm not a shrimp, I'm making prawns.
In this next clip, Dimitri basically says that nobody who has an opinion about him online would be comfortable saying it to his face. Well, I don't think that's true. I think anyone would feel comfortable saying this to your face, okay? You are an oppressor. You are allegedly a woman abuser, and nobody likes those types, okay? So I don't think you have to have anything to worry about anyone, hiding behind a computer screen. If someone sees you in person, they would most definitely feel comfortable to tell you their opinion. And you're the one who put yourself on national television. So whatever comes with that, you should be able to accept it because you're the one who put yourself in that position. It's not like you were put on national TV against your will one time. You came back for 3 seasons. So I don't understand why you're acting so sensitive about anyone having an opinion. People are going to have an opinion if you're on a show. That's just what comes with it.
What about people coming up to strangers on the street recognizing you?
In real life, it's fun. I think.
Isn't that kind of fun?
Well,
be honest.
This is the thing. I mean, and
Yeah.
people will say, will never say the shit online that they will in real life, right? They're
Right,
completely
right.
different. But first season, like I cried in season 1 because
Oh,
I didn't
why?
understand.
What was the meanest
People are
someone
so
think?
mean.
What was the meanest thing that hurt your feelings the most?
You know what it was?
Like one of those things, like a super rich person's like, I want to see what it's be like to escape murder. Like, what are you talking about?
I can arrange that for you.
Yeah.
I just need $50K down. I got you.
I'm not a shrimp, I'm making prawns.